Hello there folks, and how is it going? And welcome back to another video. Look where we are. Classic Algarvian view we are standing at right now as we continue this exploration of the southern coast here in the Algarve. Last week's video we were at a really lovely place, but this particular place is a very iconic kind of Algarve scene. If you Google it, you'll see it. And it's absolutely wonderful. We were here years ago, I think probably around maybe 2017, and I took a photograph around here that if I can find, I'll pop it up on the screen. And that was actually taken at sunset. So the idea here now is we're here just before the sunrise, which is going to be happening in about 30 minutes. And the idea is always, for me, has always seemed more a sunrise spot. So we can hopefully try and get some lovely light on these cliffs here. So I'm going to set up real quick, and then we are going to wait for the dawn to bathe us in all its glory, and we shall continue. There's also another very kind of like Instagram spot that's around here. It's literally just over there. We'll take that one as well. But for now, I am going to wait for the light and set up, and we shall continue. So folks, absolutely beautiful morning. There is nobody here. It's one of the wonderful things about visiting the Algarve in the off season. I mean, it's like it's the beginning of February actually, and it's just there's nobody here. It's wonderful. It's so great. And I'm absolutely thrilled with the composition that I have found here. Again, it's very similar to the one that I had done those many years ago, which I'm delighted with. So it'll be a nice kind of compare and contrast kind of vibe going on here. But ultimately, we're just waiting for the sun to break on the horizon a little bit, just so we can hopefully catch some nice light on the cliff side here is really what I want, that nice glowing kind of orange cliff, as it then hopefully will illuminate the water as well for us and give us that real nice deep kind of green vibe, the very Algarve kind of postcards that we're ultimately looking to take here. But for now, we're just enjoying the sunrise. It is absolutely wonderful. It's so quiet. The odd seagull over there, I don't know if Orla captured a bit of B-roll of him laughing at us all for being up so early, but for now we are having a wonderful time. As an idea about what we're looking at here in terms of composition, let me darken it down a bit for you and turn off the manual focus. So you can kind of see what I'm ultimately looking to do here is create this real nice kind of crescent shape using the foreground and the cliff edge. And then you've got these beautiful sea stacks that are just dotted in the water. And I'm right now taking about a second and a half or so, and just to try and add some motion into the water. So if I say focus here, and then we'll take a shot. You can see then we're ultimately looking to try and create this kind of nice snuggly feeling, as I want to call it. Obviously the highlights are completely blown out, but we'll manage that by taking a few different bracketed exposures. So what we're waiting for really is just for the sun to come up in this really bright spot of the scene here and to illuminate the cliff edge here for us and really give us that lovely kind of deep orange glow that we very much associate with the Algarve.
Will you explain it's very windy and that's why the camera is shaking?
Orla would like me to pretend like it's very windy here so she can explain the camera shake. But no, it is. It's cold. It is a bit chilly this morning, in fairness. So yeah, that's why Senior Spielbergo is doing her shaky cam kind of mission. You're getting them two fucking agents. So there's a bunch of them now. So folks, as you can see, the light is really now starting to ever so slightly creep onto the cliff edge, and it is absolutely beautiful. Much better than I was hoping it was going to be. It's absolutely fantastic. I haven't changed anything about the composition. I'm just still playing around with different exposure times to see whether the water suits best, you know, really smooth at 30 seconds or faster than at around half a second. Now with this light, we're gonna get as low as we can go, is about half of a second. And it's really, really, really gorgeous. And again, just because we're so alone, it's so beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful.
Welcome friends to the ASMR photography studio. Here is the result of all that wonderful waiting. I am so happy with how this image turned out and so delighted that we decided to come back and reshoot this picture after all these many years. Just as I had previously suspected, I feel the sunrise is a better time to shoot this location as it just gives a bit more directional light and thus creating nicer contrast throughout the whole frame. The warmth of the glow on the cliff edge, and to be honest also as well, the more knowledge I have gained over these years in terms of photography and post-production, I feel like I was able to create a more unified image than the previous one. I really love the composition here and how the sweeping cliffs create this beautiful crescent moon kind of shape in the foreground and bring us all the way through the frame, and the soft warm glow of the morning light as it absolutely dances off at the cliff edge just ties this whole frame together so beautifully. An image absolutely worth waiting for, and one that could prove itself to be a very nice print, if I ever get around to actually printing anything, of course.
I don't know whether I have found the correct spot. So around here in this particular area where we're standing, and it just turned out we spent the last 10-15 minutes trying to find the heart-shaped rock. It's like a formation of rocks. What I'm going to do is overlay a bit of B-roll of like these two sea arches that are down below me right now. And essentially what you can use is the foreground here that I'm trying to do. But I think all of the pictures that kind of made this a very Instagram famous spot, as I mentioned earlier, I think some of the cliff has just come away since. So I'm not able to find that same perspective as what you do see on Instagram and things. So I'm just making up my own. It still looks like a heart. So we'll pretend like it's the spot. But definitely needing to focus stack, because obviously the foreground is right here at my feet. And then the sea arches are off, you know, they're not super far away, but they're far enough away that would warrant a focus stack. And I also have the 10 stop on just to slow down the water a bit and dial this in, and then let's pop it up on the screen for you.
This picture is ridiculous. I don't like it. at all. I'm really putting it in here just to kind of prove that, you know, not every image is a banger, and sometimes you don't get what you want. Like I mentioned, I think a lot of the cliff edge really has fallen away. We did search a fair bit using different focal lengths, all sorts of stuff, but really just that perspective is just gone. If you go and Google the image, like the heart-shaped rock Algarve image, if you want to pause the video, I'll wait for you, it's cool. You'll see that the images that are online are very different, or at least some of the really nice examples of this image are very different. The foreground is just shears away, and I've said it so many times throughout the videos, the cliffs here in the Algarve are just disappear on you overnight sometimes, and so it's unfortunate, but really I don't like this at all. Orla likes it. For me, it just doesn't pull at my heartstrings. Way. But yeah, it's ridiculous and stupid, so that's okay.
We have been walking up and down here. Now, I would really try and like to find a perspective, not looking into the sun, and trying to find a perspective using these sea stacks. And just as we're wandering around here, just behind me here, I've noticed on the cliff edge, I assume the rocks have all crumbled away at some point, but it's actually created these really beautiful textures. And what I'm going to do right now is pop on my 100 to 400. You all know at this stage how much I love that lens. And I'm gonna zoom in and see if I can just try find some nice abstract kind of scenes using the light and texture that's over there, because it really looks wonderful. So let me do that real quick, and if any of them turn out, I'll pop them up on the screen for you now.
I'm so thrilled that I spied this set of images off to the side. It's such a wonderful example of visiting a location that has huge potential for these wonderful vistas and seascapes and all this wonderfulness. And then, like every other video, I put that 100 to 400 on and you just go sniper mode. It really allows you to hone in and just capture these wonderful abstract frames. I really love the way these images turned out, eliminating everything but the main subject. And in this example, the decaying cliff edge and these beautiful ridges that just add this wonderful sense of depth. And particularly this last one popped up on the screen. I really love the contrast between the tree and the background and the orange and the green. Really, for me, really looks very nice. So I'm super duper happy that I photographed these simple yet effective frames.
Well, as that small camera that Orla is using chews through the batteries so much, I think we've gone through about 5 of them now in this morning. We've only been here like 2 hours. It is ridiculous. So I think we will end today's video, and yeah, I am so happy that we decided to come out here for the sunrise. It's been a beautiful morning, and everything seemed to come together quite well. I'm not really too sure about that heart-shaped rock image. I'll see what it's like when we get back to the computer, but really happy that I decided to seek out some of these lovely textures in the sand here behind us. But for now, if you like the video, absolutely do please feel free to hit that like button, and of course, if you fancy following along for more adventures, then you are most welcome to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Cheers.